How's it going? Hunter Thompson, the founder of raisingcapital.com. And I want to send you this quick video because I hear people struggle with this all the time and it's killing their momentum in their business. And I feel like you don't need to go down that path. And so what I'm talking about is constantly killing your momentum by stopping and starting your capital raising process and also your deal sourcing process. So here's what most operators do. They spend a ton of their time looking for deals. They are finding deals, they're underwriting deals, they're talking to brokers, they're trying to source some off-market deals, and eventually they start putting in offers on deals that they like. And right around the time that they get to the stage where they're putting in LOIs, like things are starting to get serious and we're talking about earnest money and hard money, oh my gosh, then they're like, wait a minute, I need to learn how to raise money, or I need to start raising money for this deal. And so they go to start, but they're starting with like very little momentum because they've been all focused on the deal this whole time because it takes a lot of time. And so what ends up happening is you go under contract, you get really scared, you start to scramble around, everything goes towards raising money, you spend all this energy and focus and it's very stressful and people are going crazy trying to raise money. And then hopefully you get the money across the finish line and you close the deal. Then you start up the other engine, which is try to find another deal. And so you find your business stopping and starting this constant momentum shift, going from starting from ground zero to building up some momentum and interest, and then starting from ground zero and building up some momentum and interest. And the vicious cycle starts again because you go start to look at deals, you go find a deal, you put it under LOI, and then what? You go, wait a minute, I got to raise the money. So that's what most people do. And I wanted to send you this because if that sounds like you're not, it's just really typical. The problem though, is it's cooking your momentum in your business. And as you know, business is a game of speed of execution and momentum. Momentum is what allows you to do bigger and better deals or more deals. Momentum is what allows you to stop seeing these amazing deals slip through your fingers and into the hands of your competitors who are going to make maybe millions of dollars or more for one reason. Not because it's not a good deal, not because you don't have a relationship with the seller, not because you haven't made good on your previous promises, but for one freaking reason, which is that you don't think you can raise the money, especially not in the short enough time period that would be needed to take down the deal yourself. So when you don't have a pipeline, when you don't have predictability, when you aren't confident you can raise 6 figures, 7 figures, 8 figures, it's very difficult for you to scale a private equity business where the number one thing most sellers care about, and you should care about too, is whether or not you can raise the money. So what's on the other end of that spectrum? Something very simple, creating a real capital raising machine for your business. And I'll kind of scroll to make it make sense here. So what does this mean, right? Essentially, what I want to make sure that you do is that you have a machine that does a lot of the heavy lifting for you. You need to be able to find deals, but that's going to take a lot of your time. So how do you create something that's going to do lead nurture, lead attraction, lead automation for you so that you build up a pipeline of eager investors that are willing to write you a check in a 15, 30, 45, 60-day period during escrow? That is what having a system is all about. That's a big part of what we do at raisingcapital.com. You've probably seen some of our success stories. We've got people that have raised $1 million in 24 hours or $4.4 million in 48 hours or $8 million in a month or $30 million in a quarter or $16 million in 6 weeks. I can go on and on. It's not that they went to find a deal, found it, and then started raising money and raised $16 million in a month. That's not how they did it. What they did was they installed a system that would create a lot of the heavy lifting and nurture for them so that investors, leads, qualified people were prompted to take the next rational step so that they constantly are building up a pipeline of eager investors so that they can see on a dashboard, look, we've got this many investors, this many have already submitted an interest to invest. We have 5 million committed. Now we know we can get a deal that maybe we need only 3 million to buy. Boom, we send out an email, we raise $1 million in 24 hours or $4 million in 48 hours. That's the magic behind the scenes of those really pronounced success stories. And all those people, those are all special people. Some of them very good friends of mine, but you can do this too if you have a system. If you don't have a system, You basically have to run your business like it's a firestorm every day. Focus on deals, get a deal. Oh my gosh, try to raise the money. We raised the money. Okay, try to find another deal. What I'm proposing is that you keep the momentum going on both sides, on the deal finding side and the capital sourcing side. The capital sourcing side is easy to systematize. That way you can spend more of your time finding good deals with the predictability that you can put them under contract without being scared because you have a predictable system. And if you've spent time in this industry developing relationships, now you can freaking monetize those relationships. Now you don't have to let deals slip through your fingers because you have a system. That, my friends, is what we do. So this resonated with you. Listen, we want to help you solve the problem. If you feel like this is insane, this opportunity cost is burning a hole in my pocket and it's only getting worse because I'm starting to see more and more, that's exactly what people said before they ended up working with us. And now they're the ones in full control. They get to do the deals they want when they want because they have a system on the capital raising side. Hope that helps. Talk to you soon.